Hey everybody, I'm back for another day in Black History. So in 1980, the author Audre Lorde decided to establish something called the Kitchen Table Press, along with Barbara Smith and Shere Moraga, who were three pioneering African American feminists. And they all moved to Brooklyn, and the press was better positioned as far as they thought within an even more dynamic women's cultural scene of New York. So, Kitchen Table Press was the first press run by women of color for women of color in the United States, and they actively supported the cultural struggles of all lesbians of color. It considered itself an activist publisher with the goal to educate a target audience, not solely comprised of women or lesbians of color, but of readers across categories of race, nationality, age, gender, sexuality, and economic status. As a co founder, Audre Lorde became a significant asset. She gave critical financial support to Kitchen Table Press's operating funds, donating substantial earnings from her own books that sold. In New York and elsewhere, she was the main attraction at benefits as they tried to support this project. And her literary reputation drew others. She was able to promote the press and urge women writers of color to consider it as a potential publisher. So this way, the publishing company would get more support, and it would offer an opportunity, particularly for Black women and certainly Black lesbian women, to be published. And that was not an easy thing. Everything that exists now, I mean, it's even difficult for African Americans to get published telling African American stories. And white Americans actually readily get publishing contracts to write about African Americans. Okay, so trust me, this was an act of resistance and impressive. Kitchen Table Press synchronized the cultural and political necessity for feminists and lesbians of color to acquire autonomy in the publishing arena, and coincided with Lord's widening personal network of contacts, both in the U.S. and abroad, especially in places like the Caribbean. It eventually went out of business, but I hate for things to get lost in our history without people knowing about it, especially as I wear my Free Black Women's Library shirt. Shout out to Free Black Women's Library in New York. All right, you all have a good day. Bye.